Reebok. Welcome back to another halftime podcast with Aaron Porter and my main man Lamar L.A. Smith. We have a lot of playoff basketball to talk about. Yesterday we saw one of the biggest letdowns, one of the biggest drop-offs from a team we've seen. Probably it ranks as one of the largest comeback wins by a team with coming back from 25 points down. The Cleveland Cavaliers beat the Indiana Pacers yesterday. Pacers were up at one point, I think 25, 26 points. Come back and they lose the game. Paul George had a heck of a game though. 36, 15, and 9, I want to say. LeBron put in a triple-double with 41, 12, and 13. So those two guys battled. But what do you think? I was under the impression that the Pacers could get a game. Now,
sweep.
Yeah, it may be a sweep, but I think the biggest problem why is a sweep. Game one kind of set the tone for the series.
They let that game get away.
They let that one get away. They get that game.
It's a different series.
It's a whole different series. It's more competitive because the Pacers really should have won game one. In all honesty, they should have won that game. And so for them losing that game, but they came out strong in game three, which I was highly kind of surprised in. And then just to see them just
25.
just let it go every minute of the second half.
I know this sounds really bad, but in any big game like this, the onus has to be put on the best player, which is Paul George.
But how can you say that,
You're
though?
up 25. You're dominating the game. Paul George was only one assist away from a triple-double. He shot 10 to 28 from the field, which people is not going to point out. He had 36, but he shot 10 to 28.
Yeah.
LeBron shot over 50%. And LeBron is your main matchup. And LeBron takes the team from down 25. And see, this is like a sequel, except for it's on a bigger stage. Because he did the same thing in Miami, down 26 during the 27-game winning streak, but the team wasn't as good. And other guys like Dwayne Wade, Ray Allen was making shots. But this was all LeBron. Kyrie, Kevin Love, you know how many minutes they logged in the fourth quarter? Zero.
Did not play in the fourth quarter.
They didn't play in the fourth quarter, not one bit. So when you look at that, and then you also think about the fact that LeBron went from big three to big one in this moment, and you're just like, wow, that's really all I can say. Wow.
LeBron he's right now can't even deny the best player in the game right now. He still has that crown, and his talent is great enough for him to do what he did yesterday. He had over 25 points in the second half alone.
Second career 40-point triple-double.
You know,
career. There's only 7 in the career in the whole history. That
he's got 2 of them.
He has 2 of them.
So I mean, he's a phenomenal player. Can never take that away from him. But I think this shows. Well, the moment I saw them lose, I said, well, PG to LA is coming this summer. And I'm just a firm believer in that. But yesterday just showed
it's hard to win without any winning culture already.
And that's the problem with the Pacers, is that the Pacers yesterday it showed there is no one outside of Paul George on that team. I mean, you put up 36, 15, and 9 against anybody else, you win in that game. But the other guy had 40, he had a triple-double, and he has better pieces around him. Now, his star players, like you said, didn't play in the fourth quarter, but his just surrounding players, his role players are just better role players than the ones the Pacers have. That game, to me, kind of solidified PG. I think he's out the door via trade this summer because there's nothing more
demoralizing.
There's nothing more demoralizing, but honestly, what more can you ask of somebody? I mean, unless he would have put 50 up with a triple-double.
The is we don't have a whole bunch of guys that, are used to being in the finals or conference finals and whatnot, but you have several guys on that team that have been to the playoffs.
Yeah, but, I mean, they're not – I mean, you have Jeff Teague, but Jeff Teague is not someone – I'm putting a lot of trust in come playoff time.
And then Monte Ellis.
I don't know what's going on with him.
He looked like a totally different person.
I don't know what's going on with Monte Ellis.
He play basketball. He came off the bench yesterday.
Yeah.
CJ Miles. And no offense to CJ Miles, but Monte Ellis.
I'm gonna take Monte Ellis.
I'm gonna take Monte Ellis every day.
But the team that the Pacers have built, and that's what I told somebody yesterday. I said, you can't really get mad because somebody was getting mad at Paul George. I'm like, you can't get mad at him. Number one, the Pacers will never attract talent because you're in the state of Indiana. No one wants to come play in the state of Indiana. It's just, I'm from there. No offense to anybody that lives there, but it's not a place. It's not a Miami. It's not a Chicago.
Naptown, right?
It's Naptown. That's our name. You take a lot of naps. You go to sleep. You go back to Naptown. There's not much to do. You're not going to attract talent. LeBron, as great as LeBron was, could not. His first stint in Cleveland couldn't attract no one but an old Shaq and an Antoine Jameson until he got championships. He couldn't attract anybody to come to the city of Cleveland, Ohio. With Paul George not having anything on his resume, it's going to be, as great as he is, it's going to be hard for him to attract talent. That's
like
why
he lost in the conference finals twice, but it's not like he's been to the finals.
Yeah,
or won in the finals.
And so the problem with the Pacers is just like you're just in you're a small market. Like a mid-major market, I would say. But no one wants to come play for you. So they're going to have that problem they run into. Because I think yesterday you're going to see him in another jersey. I'm thinking the Los Angeles Lakers are going to make some moves, some draft, maybe not draft picks, but 2 of those 3 young players may be gone, which, I may be well with. But to get back to the game, what did Cleveland show you yesterday? Because we've still been talking. They're still not a great defensive team. They won yesterday, and as good as they played yesterday, Cleveland has this ability in this series, especially, they can just outscore the Pacers. Like they can win solely off of their offense, and almost against any team in the East. Because they're not going to find too many teams defensively that are going to stop them from scoring.
The only team in the East that I feel like that can score with them is probably Washington.
Yeah, because their backcourt is more dynamic than the Cleveland Cavaliers backcourt. So if you're just going to have a shootout, then I'm going to put my money on Cleveland for every team in the East. But Cleveland still does not play great defense. Yeah. So, what did yesterday show you?
Indiana can score a lot of points, but they still don't have that number 2 scorer. Yeah. It's just they have a lot of guys that can score, and then they kind of like bulk their points up, and PG just goes off.
And they don't have any shooters really that can stretch the floor like Cleveland has shooters.
Like Paul George is probably your best shooter,
and he's a little better than Streaky.
Yeah.
He's not a great 3-point shooter.
You have C.J. Miles, who's probably other. And then after that, you like Monte Ellis and Jeff Teague, and they're basketball players. They're not really
that's exactly what they're just basketball players. So, I don't know. To me, the game showed yesterday that Cleveland is going to be able to outscore everybody in the East.
I mean, this team is probably like 2014 all over again. They have LeBron, so that may just be enough to get to the finals. Simple as that. They have LeBron. Maybe.
Especially in these conferences.
Because if I remember correctly, there's no shade to anybody in the Heat because, I love the Heat. Dwayne Wade was literally hobbling up the court most of the playoffs. He played good when they needed him to get to the finals. And then Chris Bosh, he just looked, I don't know what it was, if he was disinterested or what. He just not had the same vigor. And LeBron literally, carried us on his back to the finals that whole year. Mm-hmm. And then we got the number 2 seed. I don't even know how we got the number 2 seed. Get 54 wins the way we played most of that year. Yeah. Then you had LeBron. Not only that, one game versus Brooklyn. I remember this. This was one of the biggest games in the series. Brooklyn just took game 3. Game 4, LeBron had 50. So you're talking about Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh. LeBron had 50, and it wasn't just the way he had 50. He literally, for like a stretch, scored like 20 straight points. And it looked like, okay, is he in Cleveland again? So this team looks like that team, except for, even though they got the ring, they don't have the same mystique. Like that team was like, dang, we can't beat them. Whereas this team is like, oh, we could beat them. Yeah, it's good.
The Pacers, like I said, should have stole game 1. Yeah. And I don't think the Pacers' faith in themselves ever diminished until yesterday.
Yeah.
I think they
we hanging with them.
Fourth quarter in game 2, they make a couple more shots.
They could have
stole game 2.
Even though they was down the whole game.
Yeah, but they had a really strong fourth quarter. In game 3 yesterday, they were up the majority of the game. But going back to what you just said, I don't think anybody is afraid of this Cleveland team.
Not at all.
No one's scared of them. No one in the East is scared of them.
At least bit.
Not because they defensively are just not a good team. Like I said, they're going to outscore everybody. But let you run up against a team that can score just like you and play somewhat of a like Washington is becoming an interesting story as these playoffs go, because if Bradley Beal and John Wall keep putting up 20-25, they had 32 and 33, their highest playoff totals together. If they keep doing something along those lines, that's going to be scary, because their backcourt is way better than Cleveland's, and Cleveland's backcourt cannot guard them. Now, I'm not saying he can boogie, but he's gonna get boogied on too.
Kyrie may lose his knees trying to stay
John Wall's too fast, too quick, too strong.
J.R. Smith, he can play defense when he wants to, but I mean,
and he's older, and Bradley Beal's a young kid.
Checking PG, he getting flamed.
Yeah, because PG's been they're down 0-3. But PG and LeBron have given us a great one-on-one classic series.
Each one 30.
You got 30, I got 30. You can't stop me. And right now, I can't stop you either. Yeah. And they're putting up incredible numbers. So I know LeBron had a historic game last night, but shout out to Paul George, because he's playing his tail off. Like LeBron's not doing much to stop him defensively, and he ain't doing much to stop LeBron either. He'll put Shump on him, but he's cooking Shump and he's cooking JR. So they're both playing really, really well. So shout out to both of those guys. But I think this series is over. It's a Saturday. They play Saturday, or is it Sunday?
Who cares? It's finito.
Yeah, it's gonna be over.
Like Kiki said, finito.
Yeah, this is gonna be.
Let's get into our next series. So yesterday you had Memphis Grizzlies and the San Antonio Spurs, and I looked at the stats, and at first, every coach seems to say this. They all feel sorry. We're not getting enough calls. We're not doing this. We're not doing that. You always bring it up about
the 06 NBA Finals,
all these calls and this and that. But Dwayne Wade was constantly attacking the paint while the Mavericks were shooting jump shots.
Get to the point of
leading to my point.
Thank you,
because I know he's gonna player hate. If you look at the stats, they show the stats before Game 3. The Memphis Grizzlies had 87 shot attempts in the paint. The Spurs had 53 shot attempts in the paint.
Shooting way more free throws.
The Spurs had 57 free throws. The Grizzlies had 29.
Kawhi shot more free throws than Memphis team in Game 2.
So I was like, that's funny.
What's that sound like though? What that sound like?
It don't sound like it because Dwayne Wade was living at the cut.
I'm just saying.
Dwayne Wade was living.
Now was Memphis coach? Was he on that Miami coaching staff at the time?
I don't even know.
So if he was, he doing a lot of talking, because when it worked in your favor, you had nothing to say. Anyway, you won the finals, didn't you?
Memphis was taking jump shots.
Did you win the finals?
We won because Dwayne Wade's a dog.
It worked in your favor. Anyway, get back to your point.
He weighs a dog.
Let's get back to your point.
Like I was saying. Yesterday, the grit and grind, the grindhouse, they shot more free throw attempts. They did their thing. They won their game. It's 2-1. Next game, back at the grindhouse, and they coming. So, do you think now this is a series?
I think, what's Memphis' coach name? His name is
David Fizdale.
David Fizdale.
My boy.
I salute him. I'm not even gonna lie, for saying what he said after Game 2. He put the entire league on notice. Him coming out and saying that, I think, motivated his guys, because Memphis is a working man's team. Big 2 7-footers. We got old school. Yeah, bring it, and come ready for a fight. And so, for him to step up for his team, I applaud him, because and I like the Spurs, but the game just didn't look. You could see as a fan, it's just they're just getting a lot of calls, and you really wouldn't see a Spurs team getting like that. So I don't know if it's a series, because he's going against Pop. Pop's going to make adjustments. I don't know if they'll tie the series up. But I do think Game 3, when you're back home, you get that home cooking, get that home meal. I expected the Pacers to win last night, because I expected Memphis to win. All the Spurs did was do what they're supposed to. They handled and won in their home court. So even if Memphis ties the series, it really wouldn't shock me, because I expect both teams to handle your business, win on your home court. Game 5 is always a pivotal one in the 2-2 series. So, but I don't know if they can recreate that same. Maybe they can, and hopefully they do, because I do want to see a good series. Because Memphis always gives San Antonio problems. They've always given them problems in the past, because they got those 2 big brutes down low that can just play ball. I don't know. I don't know if it's a series. It's a series, but I don't know if they'll tie it up. I think it'd be a very competitive Game 4, but I don't know if they'll tie the series, because I got a lot of faith in Pop, and he's gonna make an adjustment to whatever worked in Game 3. He's gonna make an adjustment. How do you feel? Do you think they're gonna tie the series up?
I don't know. It's hard to say.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be a nail biter, but I'm not sure. Even if they do tie the series up, that's the last game they're winning in the series, in my opinion.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't think they take more than 2 in the series. Not at all.
I had this going 4-1. To be honest with you, I didn't see them sweeping Memphis. Too much talent, too much experience, too much of a pride thing. So Memphis ain't gonna go down like that.
Yeah,
but
they put Zebo back in the starting lineup, so they went back to their roots and it worked.
Yeah, so I think we're both leery. It's gonna be a good game though. It's gonna be a very good game.
Best, but no more than that.
Nothing past 6. If it goes any past 6, I'll be very shocked.
Very shocked.
Very
long.
Extremely shocked. Now, this is the series that feels like a March Madness tournament all over again. The Chicago Bulls and the Boston Celtics. You and I talked about this a couple of days ago. This was the most interesting series because we didn't have that much faith in Boston. And Chicago, literally, they've built this team in a way I feel like for the playoffs. And so it is shown in the first 2 games where they have completely, in every way, destroyed Boston, manhandled Boston. In Boston, they too small. Your best player is 5'9". But we just got word that Rajon Rondo is out with a thumb injury indefinitely. And so I think that changes the series. But I still think Chicago's going to win this series. Now it won't be in 4. It may be in 5. But it may be in 6. But I don't see them beating them twice on their home court. Yeah. So I'm going to stick with my sweep argument. But seeing how this series has turned out since you are the Dwayne Wade fan and seeing how he's been playing and how him and Jimmy have just been playing so well with each other. I'm not trying to say it's anything like a LeBron and a D Wade, but D Wade being there in these type of moments, it helps you out. Do you see any resemblance between what D-Wade was doing then and what he's doing now, trying to build up? Because he had to build up LeBron to be the player he was today, too. So do you see him doing some of the same things on the court with Jimmy Butler?
That is an interesting question. I've never gotten that.
That was good, wasn't it?
I think I guess you could say it's a simpler, a similar mentorship, but I think it's a little bit different in the way that D Wade kind of was like, hey, so I'm gonna do this, and then you follow, and then after that, I'm gonna pass you the baton. Well, right now, Dwayne Wade is like, Dwayne Wade probably in the locker room. Hey, you see this tape? Look how I dunked on Cuz. You see this series? Look how I gave him 25.
Now I need you to do this.
I need you to do that. Now, and then when they in the game, and Jimmy, his shot may not be cooking and this and that. Dwayne Wade is like, I guess it's flashback time. Get the ball, boop, boop, bucket, boop, boop, bucket. See, it's to the point that Dwayne Wade could literally be 4-15 the whole game, and he'll go 5-5 in the fourth quarter.
It's something about that. And you know how I feel about him.
It don't matter.
You know how I feel about him, but you know I respect him. And he is. If I have a big shot to be taken, that's not a 3. Anything inside the 3-point line, give the ball to Dwayne Wade. Every now and then he'll make a 3. This is a quote that he said. When Dwayne Wade supporting Jimmy Butler, Dwayne Wade said, I'm the supporting man. Jimmy is the lead actor here. Yeah. He's the Robin right now. But he's the 3-time Finals MVP Robin, who's got a lot of experience and knows what he's doing. And then I hope
he's the most experienced guy on the floor.
Yeah, and we talked about this earlier. Outside of Cleveland, no one has the experience Chicago has. Yeah. So I hope Rajon Rondo can come back. I hope it's not as serious as they're making it to be. But knowing Rondo in the playoffs, he's going to come back. I don't see him not playing.
Rondo played with one arm. Yeah. The rest of the Miami series.
Rondo and was putting up triple-doubles in that entire series. Rondo may not play game 3, but I don't see him missing more than the game in this series or going further. I think he's going to find a way to play through it because he knows, just like the rest of the guys know, they have something right now. And I know, Boston, Isaiah Thomas dealing with the death of his sister. We pray that he and his family are granted peace to that whole situation. But outside of that, they're just a better team right now. Yeah. And I think they know it and they feel something. Why not ride this wave? Your thumb will be fine. You ain't got to play too much longer.
I mean, he fractured his thumb, bro.
Man, he can do it. He can come back from it.
I think he's more than a game.
He's a tough dude. That's a Kentucky man. You got to believe in the Kentucky man.
He may do what Chris Paul didn't and tell them to put a cortisone shot in it.
Cortisone shot? Wrap it up
like this. and he may be left hand loosey for the rest of the series.
I just need you out there. I don't need you to be doing too much. I just need you out there.
And then just tell him, hey, you can't log with so many minutes.
Yeah, you can only be, but I just need them out there because what Chicago's doing right now, and Chicago, like we said, Washington and Chicago are the two teams we thought could give them a run for their money, despite Chicago being the 8th seed.
He's averaging 12 and 10 right now.
Yeah, Rondo. Yeah, he's playing like old Rondo that was in Boston about 6-7 years ago.
Yeah.
And so I do feel for Boston, but Boston has, and they were talking about this earlier. I want to bring this question to you. Boston has a lot of draft picks. They got like draft picks galore.
They got to stop.
Draft picks galore. But here's the problem with draft picks, and here's why I have a problem with trying to build a team around an 18-year-old. Newsflash, they're 18 years old.
You don't know what he is.
You don't know what he doesn't know who he is. You know, he just left. Like, honestly, these guys have a high school degree. They did a semester of college or a year of college, and they're out the door. You can't bet on these, like, you can't bet on a LeBron James to come out every year just because we think this is the number one. Like Markelle Fultz, his team won 9 games this year. As great as a player they say he is, I'm not trying to put you in the trenches of a playoff series and put onus on you and put pressure on you.
True.
You know, even with Lonzo Ball, I'm not, or Malik Monk or De'Aaron Fox. It's like you don't win championships. You can win regular season games with kids. You can't win championships without experienced, high-level talent. Look at all the teams that are competing for NBA championships this year.
True.
The Cleveland Cavaliers, old and experienced. Golden State, older and experienced. San Antonio, old and experienced.
And even the guys that are like the dark horses that you could expect that give them a run for their money, like
Washington.
They got guys that they've been in the playoffs like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah,
you got who else?
Houston been together. Utah.
Houston's core been around together for a little bit.
Utah, their youngest player is probably Trey Lyles that plays in their rotation. Outside of that,
He's played in their rotation from day one.
Yeah, outside of that, you got guys that have been in the league. You can't
Clippers.
Yeah,
you know they're gonna be the
but they're older and more experienced. I don't like seeing teams like Minnesota has probably the 2 greatest young players in the game right now not sniffing the playoffs.
They don't know what that is.
You know what I'm saying? Not even sniffing the playoffs.
No offense to Cat, you my boy.
Yeah, but I
don't know what that is.
So it's like, why do we put so much onus in so much into draft picks where you're not going to become anything at least 3-4 years down the road.
Yeah, you got to give it some time.
To me, I would, if I was Boston, trade draft to get me a star, a Jimmy Butler.
The thing about it is they want the guy instead of just getting a guy that's up there and then working from there.
No.
Just because you got 3 draft picks, no one's gonna trade you LeBron. That's not gonna happen. If you could get Jimmy Butler and Paul George,
take them.
Just take that Lunchable.
Take them.
You better dress it up. You know, make sure you eat it real nicely.
Yeah.
And then, hey, if you got some residuals, then maybe we can get you a bag of chips later. But that's about it.
But that's like I don't like the concept of trying to build, and I think that's Boston's problem is that you got 80 draft picks. A little over-exaggerating, but you're stocking them up for what? Go get somebody. Go pay somebody some money. Go get you a Jimmy Butler. You put Paul George on a Boston team? That's interesting.
That's very interesting.
That's a very interesting team.
See, the biggest problem is with like Isaiah Thomas, the D Rose team from years ago. When you put that big wing on him, what he gonna do?
Nothing.
He can't even do nothing with Rondo.
Nothing.
Rondo can't shoot. Rondo's a problem for him on offense and defense.
I think that was the year D Rose won the MVP. Was that his MVP?
He won the MVP. They put LeBron on him in the 4th quarter.
Clamps.
D Rose was scared.
Clamps.
Not saying he was scared, like literally scared.
He just couldn't do anything.
He couldn't do anything. That's too much size, too much athleticism, too much skill on him.
Your best player's 5'9". You're not winning a championship like that.
The shot he tried to take to tie the game up and send in the overtime in Game 5, he got a block. You got a 6'8" guy guarding him.
Yeah, it's just not going to work. So to get back to, I think Chicago is going to win this series.
I don't care how many games it takes. There's no way they're up 2-0 with 3 games that have to be played at home and they lose.
D-Wade's not losing the 2-0 series.
Jimmy Butler's not losing.
He'll retire.
He'll retire. D-Wade has never lost a series, period, that his team has been up 2-0. Never.
Really?
Yes.
Wow,
never.
that's crazy stat. I didn't know that.
That's because he's a killer.
I will give you that. He is a killer. I will give you he's a killer.
Now, this is the story that we have to talk about because It wouldn't be the playoffs if we don't talk about them.
Oh yeah.
The Bucks and the Raptors.
Oh my
the
goodness.
Bucks literally beat them like they stole something, punched them in the mouth, took their grandma's car keys, and then took her BMW out for a joyride.
Man.
The Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
You can say his name.
Yes,
That's
I can
good.
say his name. I had practice. He's a beast. That boy's a problem.
Yeah, he's a problem.
And I'm not gonna lie, he's the best player on the floor.
Oh, easily.
Like, he's the best player on the floor
Hands
9
down.
times out of 10. Kyle Lowry, I don't know. I don't know what he doing.
I hate seeing Toronto play in April.
DeMar DeRozan, he laid an egg. DeMar DeRozan don't usually have a whole bunch of bagging. He'll play bad because they both play bad sometimes, but he don't literally just like drop an egg. The boy didn't score from the field. All his points came from free throw line. 8 points. 0-8.
It's something about Toronto. I don't know what it is. I don't want to make the playoffs anymore. Toronto, I hate seeing them in the playoffs. That is the worst playoff team I can remember. They're off.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah, they're awful.
I want you over under. How many points you think they had by the end of the third?
Oh, I don't. They was down by 30 at one point.
Right.
I know that much.
Do you think it was over 60?
No. They had 44. Didn't they have 44 points?
46
46
points after 3 quarters. What in the hell? That's embarrassing. That is embarrassing. You telling me you have 2 All-Stars, you got one guy that's been to the finals, been to multiple conference championships, you got another guy that's been to the conference finals, been in the playoffs several times, and you got a whole bunch of other vets. You got a vet on your team that won an NBA championship in Corey Joseph. You got other guys on your team that have been in the playoffs, play already. And you're telling me that you're the higher seed, had 2 games at home, you go on the road for 1 game, no Jurassic Park, and you put up 46 points after 3 quarters. They put up 77 for the game. Just imagine how many points they really would have had if Jason Kidd was like, you know what, let's embarrass these fools. Giannis, you stay in for the whole game. But Jason Kidd is smart. This is a series, not a battle, so he didn't do that.
You gotta win the war.
Just imagine if they wanted to be disrespectful like that.
I would.
Over under on 60? No.
That to Giannis is a problem.
Every quarter they didn't even put up 20.
That's embarrassing.
They put up 12 in the first quarter. 32-12 at the first quarter. Like,
what is wrong with them?
Do you think the Bucks can win this series?
Yes. The Bucks are gonna win this series in 6.
You think so?
I'm 5.
5?
They're gonna win game 4.
You think so?
Yes.
We'll see.
Toronto, now, okay.
They're night and day.
That's what I was about to say. Maybe I should take that 5 back. Because they did play a good game, too. And they did win game 2.
Kyle Lowry played good in game 2.
Yeah, and so, because he was like that last year in the Miami series.
Yeah.
He was so up and down. I'm like, dude, why are you? I really don't like seeing them play.
It's a bad
But
match.
I do think the Bucks are going to win this series.
Same.
I do. I think the Bucks are going to win this. Giannis, you can't do anything with him.
6'11".
He's
too strong, too fast.
He's too big, too strong, too fast. And he plays defense. If he ever gets a jump shot, beware NBA. And you and I had talked about this. LeBron has been dealing with PG the first round. If the Bucks win, he got to run into Giannis too. That's a lot of work you put because he's gonna eat Shump alive. You're gonna have to put LeBron on him, and if
That's
he gets
the only person that can guard him.
and if he gets through that, and let's just say Chicago can get to the conference finals, you gotta check Jimmy with D Wade with a chip on his shoulder to get you. Hey man, because D Wade, you're gonna have to take D Wade in one of those games, and he's gonna show you should never left.
Yeah,
he's gonna show you.
You're gonna have to guard D Wade.
You're gonna have to guard.
And I don't know what it is. But whenever D-Wade play LeBron,
the lights is on and he plays.
D-Wade, the game before, will have 9 points, shoot 4-17. Versus LeBron, he'll have 31,
I'm telling you.
10 in the fourth quarter, and be 10 of 17. He's like, hold up, D-Wade.
He
What's
plays.
He's like, bro, I was just chilling, I can't get my blood pressure too high.
He gets up for LeBron, man. And we've never seen them play each other in the playoffs.
Can we get it?
Chicago, please, one time. Can we make sure we see LeBron versus D Wade?
Before D Wade retired.
You got to give me one because he's low key in the end of his prime, but he can still put something together.
Yeah,
I want to see it. But yeah, Giannis is the best player on the floor on both teams. It's not even close. He's gonna be a problem if he ever gets a jump shot. He's 7 feet with a handle. That's like unicornish. That's like Kevin Durant and Giannis, 7-foot guys with jump shots and can handle the ball. It's like, and he's an all-around player. He's a blocker. He blocks. He steals. Plays great defense.
Do you want to know something?
Lamar, he's scary.
He's the only guy in NBA history to lead his team in all major 5 categories.
Lamar,
the regular season.
He's scary.
Points, rebounds, assists, blocks, steals. He leads them in everything.
He's gonna be scary
in everything.
I don't think anybody wants to see him. In everything. Man. No, if the Bucks can get a second, somebody around him,
or if
Jabari can stay healthy,
because he dropped 20 a game before he got hurt.
If he can stay healthy, dude. Why that Bucks team?
They just need some shooters.
Yeah, they need some shooters.
Because they got rangy, athletic guys that play defense.
They need
all
some
of them are
shooters.
Freakishly big, athletic. Your whole starting lineup.
They all like 6'6" and up.
Michael Brogdon 6'5". Your 2, Chris Middleton 6'7". Then you got your 3, Giannis 6'11". Then you got your 4, he's like 6'10". Then you got your 5 and 7 feet and Thon Maker. So look at that.
Yeah, I saw.
That's UK, but grown men.
That is 2014. That's 2014.
That's UK, but grown men.
Yeah. I think the Bucks win. You think the Bucks will win the series?
I think they're gonna win the series.
5 or 6. Not going 7. I'll tell you that right now. 5.
6 if they win game like 5. Like if Toronto wins game 5, I give it 6.
The Bucks are winning the next game. They're gonna go up 3-1.
We'll see. All right, quick note about, do you have anything else about the playoffs that we want to address quickly before we just speak about a couple of things I got to get off my chest about hockey?
Well, Golden State looks really darn good right now. Russell Westbrook had the most misleading triple-double I've ever seen in my life.
In fairness to the Brody, he was shooting 13 to 26 in the beginning of the fourth quarter until apparently everyone else was scared to shoot the ball.
That's not it.
So he was like, hey.
He just stopped passing the ball. He was 4 for 8. He took 18 shots.
All right, he did.
He stopped passing the ball.
All right, he was 4-17.
4 of 17, which means he just stopped passing the ball. You watched the game. He just stopped passing it.
I honestly didn't watch the game.
Oh, wow. I thought you did.
In the beginning of the fourth quarter.
I had
homework to do that night.
I think that's good. Work is first. We are still students. So I think he got nervous, but not like he got nervous. He got nervous for his team, and he just was like, I'm going to just take every shot
they began scared
from here on out. Dude, when you don't touch the ball, you can't even get scared.
I give you that.
I can't even get scared and touch the ball.
I give you that.
You shot 17 times in the quarter.
But his teammate, at some point, his teammates have established that they're cool with it. They like, hey, bro, go get yours. We gonna follow.
That's cool to go get a record, not to try to win a series.
True.
But he has to realize that.
Yeah.
He's done nothing for his.
He got to change it up.
He's done nothing for free agency. Who is going to come play with him? I think they lose 5. I see Houston.
They gotta get at least
they'll get one game. They'll get this next game 3 at home just because their home crowd is that good. And Houston may just not come in as
off the pedal a little bit.
Yeah, I can see that. Golden State is with Kevin Durant. They're good. Without Kevin Durant, they're good.
They're good.
They're just one of the best teams we've seen in this era these last few years. They've won 67 games twice, 73 games one year. I don't see anybody really challenging them. I told you in the moment. You already know who I'm thinking is winning the finals, but we'll talk about that as we get there. I don't see anybody really challenging them. Period. In the playoffs. James Harden, to go back to Houston, that Houston series, I think he's making a case. I should be MVP. I know it's a regular season award.
Yeah.
But with them meeting in the first round, I think that could sway some votes. He's showing everybody.
It's not fair that I should be MVP. Awards is in June.
Yeah.
I was like, dang.
I think he's showing everybody I'm the MVP.
Hopefully they had to put all their votes in before the playoffs.
Hopefully, because if it didn't, he's swaying a lot of people's minds.
Yeah.
And the Utah Jazz are going to beat the Los Angeles Clippers in this series.
Different on that, but the Clippers are so wishy-washy. I'm not even about to put too much faith
And once you do that, CP to NO. New Orleans with DeMarcus and Anthony Davis.
If he do that, he'll be my best friend in the
But yeah, they're busting that team. I do think Utah and I was iffy on it, but they won without Gobert in the first game. You know, you're probably your best.
Give me a.
Yeah, ISO Joe did his thing, but I mean, arguably that's probably your best player outside of Gordon Hayward.
Yeah.
And you still won the game.
The most playoff experience too.
In LA. So you're going back home, and Utah is just, you know,
really good home.
It's crowd. A really good home crowd, and they haven't had a playoff game in a long time.
Long time.
So I could see them winning, and then I think they're going to bust up that Clippers team this year.
Has to.
Gallus might go.
No more GM.
Can't do it. But that's all I'm thinking. But that's all I got to say. Golden State looks great. Clippers are going to lose. Houston's going to win. That's how I see it. John Wall is amazing. Playoffs don't. 5. I got a little respect for Atlanta.
5.
I got a little respect for Atlanta.
5.
But 5. But Washington's going to the second round. That's where they get interesting because they become Toronto of the first round.
Yeah.
In the second round of every playoff series he's been there in. So we'll see how that goes. But they're definitely going to the second round. I got a little respect for Atlanta. I give them a game. I saw that.
I need him to get to the second round. I want to go to the playoff game and shit. So.
Oh, yeah, go back home. Well, I wanted to too, but, you know, I can't even get to 1 because the Pacers are going to lose. And they're going to sweep. I didn't really expect to go to 1, but it's just you win game 3, I get a little interested, you know?
Yeah.
You took that away from me, so we'll see how that goes. But that's all I feel about the basketball season. Why you love hockey, you like hockey. The Red Wings aren't playing, so I've kind of lost interest this year.
UK hockey, the voice of UK hockey. Shout out your boy Lamar L.A. Smith, shameless plug. But really, I just want to point out 2 things. You know, we short on time.
Mm-hmm.
One, the Blackhawks for the second year in a row
got swept
in
the first round.
Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like, okay, at first they won 3 of 6 championships. You know, they got Patrick Kane, Jonathan Taves, really great players, and they were going against teams that really don't have a whole bunch of like sizzle as far as like playoff experience. These are teams that they go to the playoffs, but they usually bow out in the first round, second round. They're just there to be there. They're happy to be there. They got dominated. They scored 3 goals the whole series.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah. Goalie, I'm probably gonna butcher his name. Pekka Räinen.
That was a pretty good try.
He had 123 out of 126 saves in the whole series. He dominated.
Jeez.
The line of Flip Forsberg, Victor Arsdon, and I forget his name.
Who did the Chicago Blackhawks play?
Ryan Johansson, the Predators.
Okay.
Ryan Johansson, they dominated that series. Like, I'm telling you, they couldn't do anything with that line. And it's just kind of saying that, okay, maybe the Blackhawks may need to flip their team around. Because outside of Taves and Kane, everyone is pretty much like free money. Because I don't know what is happening if they keep losing in the first round.
Yeah, these last few years.
Maybe 2 years in a row,
bad.
but the Blackhawks, you expect them to make deep runs.
Yeah.
Losing in the first round, back-to-back years.
So what else has caught your attention about the hockey season this year?
Both young guys, you know, Austin Matthews, led the league in goals, and Connor McDavid, they're studs. Like, you're talking about Sidney Crosby and Alex Ovechkin. Like, those are like mini-me's right there.
Really? That's saying a lot.
Austin Matthews, the line that he's on with Zach Hyman and I forget the other guy's name. Their line has been playing really well and been controlling the possession as far as time with the puck versus the Capitals. And Capitals now are 2-2. And I'm glad because they were up 2-1. Capitals got game 4 in Toronto. Now game 5 in DC tonight.
Pivotal game. Game 5 always. You got to win that one.
You got to win that game.
If you want to have any chance.
Yeah, so the Capitals are Mr. Choke in the playoffs. So I really need them to get this series, get out the second round, and get to the conference finals. Really, they need a Stanley Cup. But if they can get to the conference finals, I'll be happy with my life.
All this is great, but my Red Wings aren't in the playoffs, and that really hurts. Like it's not the same.
20-something years straight in the playoffs.
It's not the
same. And the streak kind of got broken. So.
Yeah, that kind of hurts. So
they were the Spurs of hockey.
Yeah, I honestly haven't followed as closely because we weren't making the playoffs, and we were making the playoffs this year. So I haven't followed as closely, but those would be interesting series as they keep going on with all those teams. Anything else you guys say about that?
The Oilers are up 3-2 after getting their win yesterday in OT.
That's good.
Which they stole that game because the Sharks dominated.
I saw some highlights of that.
Game.
Yeah, that was.
And Connor McDavid up 3-2. This is your Sidney Crosby.
Take your moment.
Your Wayne Gretzky. I'm only saying that because he played for the Warriors moment. Oilers moment. So you gotta take your moment,
Right?
finish up the series.
What you got to do, close it out.
Close it out.
Don't have a game 7 somewhere else. Close it out if you can, because you need
Yeah,
to.
I'm pretty sure they got game 6 at home. But
Close it out.
whether it's home, road, wherever, you got to close it out. Because being on the home, being on the road, don't matter in hockey. Better team usually wins.
Yeah, you usually win. One last thing before we go, baseball. Shout out to your team. Yankees are playing really well right now.
You know, Aaron Judge, he been hitting that thing, which is really good because last year his little rookie campaign, when his little rookie thing, he played awful. Atrocious.
So the Yankees are playing well. We can get into baseball in our next one's coming up. But season just started. What are your takes? I know the Cubs are good again. The Indians trying to get back. I love my Tigers. We got to make some noise again. But the Yankees are playing really well. I know the season's extremely early. But what you've seen so far, how do you feel about those? Let's just go with those 3 teams. The Indians, the Chicago Cubs, and the Yankees. What do you see so far?
I'm impressed with the Yankees pitching right now. CC Sabathia looked like he did some
Did he slim? He slimmed a little.
Yeah, some all-season work.
He looks good.
His pitching been he's been the best pitcher out of the staff. So he's been pitching really well. Tanaka last start was really good. Pineda had a couple good starts lately. Severino had a couple good starts lately. And then the new guy that we got coming up, Jordan Montgomery, he looked like he's going to do okay because his first start was okay. Last start, he pitched pretty well. So the pitching has been the big thing because we know the Tanks, Clippard, Chapman, they're going to do their thing in the bullpen.
Yeah,
the problem is starting pitching.
You got your Aroldis Chapman, right?
Yeah.
You got one of the best closers in the game right now. So you're
World
gonna,
Series champ.
Yeah. I mean, that got a little dicey in one of them games, but they pulled it out. They got it done.
He did what he had to do.
The Chicago Cubs are playing pretty well, from what I hear. Like I told you, I think we said this before. I kind of want to see the story keep going, back to back. Why not do it again? I would love to see it because I never thought I'd see the first one before.
Or at least at the very least,
just get back to the World Series.
I need a team that start making deep runs on regular.
Yeah.
I want them to see them in the NLCS like on a regular.
Do you understand that? Like, there's people's grandparents that never saw them do what they did last year. Like, we saw something last year. We saw something historical. They went over 100 years. Why not keep it going? I like to see it going and see what they do. And then the Indians, who gave up that huge 3-1 lead last year, are on a mission. They are trying to get back, and I hope the Tigers can take them out of that. In that division, I hope we can get to them. It's a really tough division.
Twins keep getting better. You got Indians and
the Tigers.
We fighting for it the whole
year. I mean, it'll be a 2-team race, but it's gonna be a tough division. But they're gonna come and play hard. But I feel like maybe the Tigers can get it. I got to get more back into the baseball team. He's getting back. Welcome back, Justin. He's coming back. Thank you, sir.
You got Michael Fulmer, the rookie of the year last year,
and we have the greatest hitter of all time. Okay, I kind of guessed
that. Miggy is a beast.
But Miggy's great.
He's a beast.
Not all the time, I pushed it, but
he's a beast.
He's a beast.
So
he's been doing this thing.
See.
That's all we have for you guys today on the Halftime Podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. Catch us next week, and we'll come back and run down all this stuff again. I'm Aaron with Lamar Smith. We out.